Greetings, Earthlings. I have another update from the Absurdium for you. Now, I reported on this a few days ago that an ISIS-affiliated gang in Gaza, led by someone called Yasser Abu Shabab, was being armed and protected by the IDF in Gaza. Well, we've gone from rumour to speculation to outright fact now. Now, this article in the Middle East Eye basically states that Israeli opposition leader Avigdor Lieberman has accused Israel forces, under the approval of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, of arming crime families in Gaza. Well, it escalated, and I almost can't believe just how blatant they're being here. Now we have a statement from Israeli Army Radio. And new details on Israel's cooperation with ISIS-linked Yasser Abu Shabab militia based in Gaza. Israel has transferred weapons to members of the militia, many of which were confiscated from Hamas or seized in the Strip, primarily Kalashnikov rifles. The militia operates mainly in the Rafah area, which the Israeli army has occupied and cleared. Abu Shabab's men are now active there. The militia's tasks include preventing humanitarian aid, okay, you heard that right, preventing humanitarian aid from entering Gaza and fighting Hamas. What, a professional army can't fight them? The initiative was developed in coordination with security agencies and presented to the political echelon, which approved the plan. According to informed sources, the decision did not require cabinet approval. The ISIS-linked Yasser Abu Shabab militia is currently the only group Israel is cooperating with. Oh, well, that's nice of them. No other factions in Gaza are engaged in similar collaboration. Well, it gets worse, because we now have the official line on whether or not this is a genocide. And now if you argue with this, you are either a fucking liar or you're in flat out denial. And this is being reported in the Middle East Eye. And it's entitled, Israel Committing Genocide in Gaza, says top legal scholar Melanie O'Brien. President of the International Association of Genocide Scholars, outlines why Israel has no defense against the charge of genocide in Gaza. She's a top genocide lawyer from the Association of Genocide Scholars. Okay, you can't argue with this now. This is a legal interpretation. We've known this for over a year, but finally we have this in legalese. The head of the world's largest academic association on genocide has declared Israel's actions in Gaza a genocide. Dr. Melanie O'Brien, president of the International Association of Genocide Scholars, JAGS, outlined her legal opinion in an interview with Middle East Eye ahead of an upcoming episode of the Expert Witness podcast featuring leading genocide experts. Applying the legal definition of genocide as found in the Genocide Convention and the Rome Statute of International Criminal Court, I would determine that what is happening in Gaza constitutes genocide, O'Brien said. The definition involved acts committed with intent to destroy in whole or in part a national, ethnic, racial or religious group. These include killing or imposing conditions meant to bring about physical destruction, she explained, referring to the definition of genocide under the Genocide Convention. What we are witnessing fits within that legal definition. Okay, it is incumbent upon every one of you to get over the fear of anti-Semitism and to stop allowing Israel to use the world's Jewry as human shields, because that's what they're doing. Because if you don't, and you now know that this is officially a genocide, then you will be remembered the same way that we remember the Nazis. And do you want that on your conscience? In fact, it will be worse than what the Germans have gone through psychologically, because they were the victims of propaganda by the Nazis. The Nazis had to cover up their crimes because they knew what they were doing was wrong, including using starvation as a method of genocide. The GHF is not a humanitarian foundation. It's diplomatic cover for Netanyahu, who I think we can all now agree is a war criminal, along with the rest of his government, along with Itamar Ben-Gvir, along with Bezalel Smotrich. They should all be in The Hague. And I don't want to hear a Matthew Miller response that I was just obeying orders or just doing my job. It doesn't fucking fly. Find a spine and let everybody you know that doesn't know this, you can't support this anymore unless you want to be remembered as a fucking Nazi. And the US is a Nazi fascist state because they vetoed another UN resolution to call for an immediate ceasefire and for aid to be flooded into the Gaza Strip. They know what is going on. They are complicit, and you also need to get on the UK government as well. Starmer is an MI6 asset. This is abhorrent. It has no place in a modern, global, humanitarian world. It just doesn't. You cannot justify this, even after what happened on October the 7th, which was horrific. Find a spine and find your humanity now.